Yes, this is a video about BTS. But we're Rampver Financials. It's an investments and business channel. Why BTS? We all know they are a phenomenal success. RM, Jungkook, Jimin, Jin, V, J-Hope, and Suga. They're all over the internet. They're all over Spotify. And my gosh, they're in every particular screen you can imagine. Behind this phenomenal success are lessons to be learned. And that's what I want to share with you today. I have ARMY in my house. I have ARMY in my office. I cannot avoid the shrieks, the screams, once in a while at any particular time of day. Oh, they just launched a new album. Oh, they're guesting in a TV show. And whatever it is they do, they elicit great responses from their raving fans. As entrepreneurs, we should be able to pick up valuable lessons from this. And I hope you join me as I pick up 8 lessons we can learn from BTS. But let's just see a few of their accomplishments, a few of their milestones and achievements. Butter, a song that BTS launched recently, was the longest #1 debut by a group at the Billboard Hot 100. It was there for 7 weeks. It was toppled by Permission to Dance, which debuted at #1 after the 7 weeks. Permission to Dance is their latest single. So they're actually toppling themselves, which means they are at the zenith of the Billboard Hot 100 for 8 weeks now. Probably one of the hottest groups and artists because they have 5 #1 songs in that Billboard Hot 100 just in the last 10 months and 2 weeks. How phenomenal is that? But let's not stop there. Dynamite broke the YouTube record of the most viewed video within 24 hours with 101 million views. And Dynamite, that single of BTS, again, got appended by Butter, as Butter surpassed it with 108.2 million views in its first 24 hours. This is a Korean K-pop group. I don't want to consider them K-pop anymore. They are a global sensation. But that doesn't stop with their songs. They just partnered with McDonald's and they came up with the BTS meal. Just within the Philippines, McDonald's reports that they sold 3.5 million pieces of McNuggets on the launch day alone, the launch day of the BTS meal. On top of this, stores sold more than 1,000 BTS meals, something that they haven't done for McNuggets this whole time in Philippine McDonald's history. But that's not even enough. I saw ARMY. I saw my very own daughters keep the boxes, keep the wrappers. They love BTS to the point that even these packaging materials are collectibles for them. In fact, McDonald's trained its crew for a different handling of these packaging materials and these bags for BTS fans. Can you just imagine this kind of affinity and attachment? How can you beat that? There has to be something. There has to be many things around this. And as a business mentor, I cannot help but do my bit of research to make sure that I get to pick up what's behind all this great success. And I don't even have to go far to know about many things. I have, as mentioned, daughters who are ARMY. But I also have to mention that I was prompted by one of my own staff, Irene. We have a regular event in the office. We call it a Friday Forum. We give opportunities for all people in the company to share anything that interests them. And Irene shared BTS. And I said, oh, why are we going to be talking about that? And I realized when she shared about the inputs, about what's behind the success, I knew I'm going to pick up on it and make this a real great concept of one of our videos. And here we are. So, what are these 8 lessons entrepreneurs can learn from BTS? Number 1, be resilient in times of struggle. As entrepreneurs, we grab opportunities, but things always don't go our way. That's the same thing about BTS. They weren't this phenomenon from day one. In fact, they were so hard up. Their agency, Big Hit, is not one of the biggest agencies in Korea. There were 3 big entertainment agencies that controlled shows, that controlled exposures, and they weren't part of it. So they struggled at first. In fact, their first live performance only happened because the group that was supposed to perform backed out. Can you imagine that? And as you go from show to show, you know, their performances are getting cut. They don't get the right camera angles, but they just kept on keeping on. On top of this, because they know that penetration cannot happen on the mainstream side, they created their own. They created their own avenues to connect with their fans. They made their own shows like Run BTS, Bon Voyage, V-Lives, and behind-the-scene footages. So if they're not gonna be mainstream, they're gonna connect in their own way. They know that despite the difficulty to connect and show their talents through the mainstream media, they can come up with their own and make sure there's a groundswell until they got the limelight. And within this struggle, they found strength in each other. BTS saw the blessing behind the struggle. They didn't have much, they didn't have enough. Can you imagine this huge success today? Actually stayed in a small room together. They stayed in a small room of 3 bunk beds and 1 single bed. They were 7. And instead of complaining about this, they can always look back and say, that was the time when they knew each other better. That was the time when they can really perfect their craft and talk about problems before they even slept at night. These are the blessings of a struggle that entrepreneurs will have to go through. What can you learn about your pains and difficulty? How do you use this as stepping stones towards your success? We have to ask ourselves the right questions. If we're not asking ourselves the right questions, then we will have very weak responses. Number 2, know how to adjust to financial challenges. As entrepreneurs, we start small. We probably won't have the budget and the capital to compete with the big guys. So what do? We make the most of what we have. BTS had a makeshift studio that was a garage. They didn't have so much money that they used agency office employees to be characters in their music videos. They even used properties like cars of their manager for these shows. What can we do with a shoestring budget? A lot. As entrepreneurs, we have to know how to keep things tight and to be efficient, because cash flow is the most important thing. It's not profitability at first. It's all about cash flows. And I say this many, many times. The lack of money is not an excuse for the lack of creativity. We can compete with the big guys through guerrilla marketing, through many things that can penetrate small markets until we get to the point where we can compete and get it into scale. Number 3, have a clear mission and purpose. BTS knows that they're not just artists for the music. The music has to stand for something. In fact, the original meaning of BTS is Bangtan Sonyeondan, which means bulletproof Boy Scouts. These 7 young people want to block out stereotypes and expectations that aim on adolescents like bullets. They know that they have to communicate and to communicate with deeper meaning. That makes them attached to their fans. That makes them relevant. Despite the current push towards commercialism or commercial value, many of their songs remain very meaningful. That's the reason why fans can always look back and even go back to their earlier songs. And this meaning is what makes them connect. And the relevance is what makes them stick to the hearts and minds of their fiercely loyal fans. Number 4, differentiate. Have a clear identity and value proposition. BTS shows authenticity and exposes personalities very, very openly. They have been shown to cry in their concerts. They have been shown to show emotion because they are real people. They're not masking their image. They show who they really are. And that's the reason why their staying power is there. It's a very clear case of what you see is what you get. They stay true to their roots, and their Korean culture is very, very evident in their content and behavior. They bow, they give honor to parents, they give honor to fans. And when you look at something like this, it gets you one main idea, which is very important, that they can be great role models. They are great role models. You have to look for their messaging. You have to look for what they say, their involvement in social and civic duty. Even as parents, these are artists that you want your children to follow because obviously they are good-hearted, they are real. But now that they're doing well, they might have said goodbye to that shoestring budget. They create sets and performances that are so grand and unique, like closing a bridge or using an entire stadium just to film a music video that can be shown in shows other than Korea, beyond Korea, like in the US. They're known to recreate the stage of the Grammys in their studio just to make sure that there is a seamless connection between them and a global audience. And while they are so solid as a group, they give opportunities to celebrate their individual talents. In many groups in the past, once someone aspires to be an individual talent, he will have to leave the group and create his own path, get to his own career personally. In BTS, they're allowing this to happen while they are members of the group. So each of the members can actually have his own song, his own message, his own delivery and artistry shown as an individual and appreciated as an individual while they are a solid group. BTS has an extreme and deep understanding of their product. And this is something that we can all learn from. Think about it. Who buys a CD today? You can all stream it on Spotify. You can even get the music video and watch it on YouTube. But who's going to be buying an album? BTS fans buy albums. And they don't just buy albums, they buy a ton of albums. And why do you think this happens? Because BTS and Big Hit know how to make albums. This is what they buy. This is the album. You think it's the music that's behind this? What's inside? They have photo books, pictures that show you how they made a music video, what was in their mind, the notes, the scribbling, everything that happened. Pictures like this that attach you to that entire process. Photo cards. I was telling my daughters, I can download this from the internet and print it myself on photo paper. No. There is value to the original merchandise, and they know that. At the tail end of it comes the real CD. They don't even play this now. Well, in fact, the people who think about playing it even buy CD players today. Can you just imagine? CD players are obsolete. but they're getting bought in Lazada, in Spotify today just because of these CDs. And they didn't stop there. They now have albums like this where there would be a surprise inside, and people are going to be looking forward to whose photo card is in the package they bought. This is what's going to elicit the shrieks and the screams. My daughters are gonna kill me, but this is how they open this. They even film themselves. So let me tell you, there is really genius behind it. There is really a well thought out process and plan. You know about today, it's not about what you buy. Sometimes it's the unboxing. Sometimes it's the total experience. And that is a clear understanding of product. It is not simply the songs. It is not simply the CD. It's the entire package. And over and above that is the experience. And yes, they're going to be getting one of these. And that's the reason why many people buy multiple albums. Yes, the same CD, because they have a different one like this. And they actually collect this by coming up with photo albums like this. And that's the reason why these raving fans just don't buy one product. They buy two or more of it. Number 5, be flexible and adapt to reach out to new customers and markets. This is a usual problem of entrepreneurs who become successful. How do you grow this and take it to another level? How do you scale up? We can learn a lot of stuff that BTS has done. They have translated songs into Japanese, sung this in Japanese. They launched Japanese album and merchandise to penetrate the rich Japanese market. They know, and they're humble enough to say, if I want to conquer a new market, I have to adjust to those new customers. They provided English subtitles for earlier Korean songs, so a mainstream English audience can appreciate their artistry. Now, they're even having their own English songs. If you're going to be international, you have to go beyond being Korean. But they keep that identity so close to their hearts while adjusting to the new international market that they also have to connect to. And they collaborate with foreign artists to learn and improve their performances and craft. This latest success, Permission to Dance, was actually written by Ed Sheeran. Can you imagine this? Having collaborations that are now global in scale. Number 6, you can't control circumstances. You choose how to respond. This pandemic was a big blow to many entrepreneurs. And that's the reason why many closed shop, while some flourished. A good number is trying to survive. Is it because of the environment, or is it because of what we do about it? BTS immediately pivoted to create content and connect with fans and thrive within the pandemic. Probably one of the most active artists and group in this particular challenging time. They staged online concerts, the Big Bang Conda Live, Map of the Soul 1, which is the online edition, and the 2021 Muster Suzu. I cannot imagine paying good money for an online concert. Can't you watch that later on? Somebody might just stream that and it's gonna be for free. But their real fans know that it's still an experience. Their real fans know that paying for that concert is going to be worth it. And as their concerts get bigger and bigger, what does that mean? That they're able to deliver value. And people are not disappointed with it. Within the pandemic, they also launched songs and albums that provide good vibes, happiness, healing and comfort to the audiences affected by the pandemic. So it's a mix and a wide variety of connection that soothes and heals while it gives a tinge of enjoyment and happiness as people listen to their vast array of songs. Number 7, and this is huge. For me, as a marketing and business mentor and practitioner, this is going to be one of the most important. Take care of your loyal customers and they will be your advocates. You don't often see a fandom that even has its own logo, which is a reverse of the logo of that group. BTS as an army. Yes, it is literally and figuratively an army of raging, raving, and fiercely loyal fans. And they exude the affinity and support that carries BTS to one success after another. BTS never fails to acknowledge them and tell the world that their success is because of ARMY. Everyone always hear them and see them say that. In fact, the fans are so loyal, so fiercely attached to them that they have their own goals and targets to achieve, like the level of views, the streams, and they even organize listening parties. So when they launch a new song, for sure you're going to be having those views. For sure you're going to be having such a following. It instantly gets viral. Even a tweet, a picture gets viral. ARMY is totally aligned with BTS, even on social duties and civic action. When ARMY heard that Big Hit and BTS are going to be contributing $1 million to Black Lives Matter, do you know that they actually did the same? They came up with their own plan to raise and match that same $1 million. And they were able to do this in less than a day. Can you imagine that? As entrepreneurs, we create loyal customers and clients at the start. But as we scale up, we sometimes forget them. Entrepreneurs who really make it big create an avalanche of very loyal followers. As they penetrate new markets, they keep their old loyal customers so close to their operations and so close to their hearts. And that's the reason why they have an increasing base. It's not simply getting into a new set of people. It's always an avalanche of growth where you carry on your old set of loyal customers and build on it by getting new ones. Last but not least, number 8, talent and resources will never be enough. Effort and hard work are musts. There's so many talented artists out there, individuals, groups. Not a lot of them make it. And much of it is also because of the kind of effort they put in. Sometimes there can be flukes. One day they're there, one day they're big, then they disappear. But the phenomenon that's BTS actually continues because of the work they pour into it. Just imagine Dynamite. In the age of online and recorded shows, why will you have 30 performances? Why will you have 30 different sets? And each performance bringing something new to the table. The outcome is one song you never get tired of because you always see something different, something that catches your fancy. And you're looking forward to even listening to the same thing, but anticipating what BTS will have to offer you. Something new that you're going to be delighted to see. BTS knows and understands success. From the struggle we've talked about to who they are today. What is key? The fact that they know the price of success is paid for in advance. Many people like to be successful, but they're not willing to do what it takes. Sometimes we do what we like to do. That's not enough. In entrepreneurship, you don't do what you like. You do what you love and you do whatever it takes to succeed. In real success, there is no such thing as a discount. When you buy success at the counter of success in a store, you don't get it with a discount. You don't cut corners. Real success can only be sustainable when you pay full price. If you are Army and you've listened to this video, there might be other nuggets of wisdom. There might be other lessons that you can share with us. Put them in the comment section so that business people, entrepreneurs can learn from BTS. Put those comments and let us all learn from each other. I hope you like this video and I hope you'll subscribe and join our channel that forges personal and business growth. So that the next time you see RM, Jungkook, Jimin, Jin, V, J-Hope, and Suga, you're not just going to be marveling at their songs and moving to their melody. You're also going to think about what they've done and what we can learn from them so that we get to become phenomenal successes in our business and endeavors as well. Till the next video, blessings always.